Do you not know that your own wonderful human imagination is God? That which you whisper within yourself, that silent conversation you carry from sunrise to sundown, is crafting the world in which you walk. Speak now as one who has already received. For 3 days, speak to yourself as though what you desire is already so, not as though it will be, not as though it might be, but as though it is. Do not wait for the evidence of the senses. They will lie to you. They will show you lack. They will echo yesterday's beliefs. They will parade shadows before your eyes and call it substance. But you, chosen one, must speak as one awakened from the sleep of doubt. Say to yourself, I am the one I have longed to become. All that I need flows to me now. I am already that which I seek. Let this inner conversation be your secret prayer, your sacred chant, your holy affirmation. The world is yourself pushed out. What you accept inwardly, the world must wear outwardly. For 3 days, refuse to entertain the old man, the former self who cried out in limitation. When fear arises, do not wrestle with it. Simply return to your inner speech and say, that is not my truth. I walk now in the fulfillment of all I desire. Talk to yourself as one who holds the power. Speak with authority, not to others, but to your own soul. For your soul is listening. It obeys the voice it hears most often, not the one from the lips, but the one within. Be not moved by appearances, for appearances are but the echo of what you once assumed. Begin anew. Assume a new inner tone. Speak joy even when sorrow lingers outside the door. Speak abundance even while the purse seems empty. For in 3 days of unwavering inner talk, a new pattern begins to crystallize in the invisible. And what is unseen today will be seen tomorrow. Pressed down and running over. Say it now in the stillness. I am chosen. I am guided. I am the source of all that I behold. And then, throughout the day, return again and again to this inner sanctuary. Talk to yourself not as one seeking, but as one who has already found. For the voice within you is the voice of creation. Speak, and it shall be so. You will find that the world bends to the tone of your inner voice, not the outer voice spoken aloud, but the silent declaration you repeat to yourself in the solitude of your mind. That voice, that tone, that assumption is the creative law. For 3 days, refuse to argue with facts, and instead converse with the truth that lives in your heart. Not the truth of the senses, but the truth of the imagination. In that sacred realm where all things are possible and all things are now. You are not here to react to the world, you are here to create it. Every time you say within yourself, I am, you are setting into motion a current of unseen energy that will in time harden into fact. So say it with awareness, say it with feeling. Say it until the walls of your inner mind ring with the echo of your assumption. Say, I am free, I am healed, I am prosperous, I am loved, I am chosen, I am whole. And then rest in the silence, knowing that the seed has been planted. Your inner speech is always planting. Whether it be the seed of joy or the seed of despair, it matters not to the law. The law gives to every man according to the imaginal act he accepts as true. So take up your power now and choose wisely what you say to yourself. For every idle word, every internal whisper is the molding force behind your future. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot serve both fear and faith. You must choose this day whom you will serve. And once chosen, you must be loyal to your assumption, as a bride is loyal to her beloved. Dare to believe that your word has power. Dare to believe that your inner conversations are the foundation of the world in which you walk. You will see in just 3 days, if you persist without wavering, a stirring in the depth of reality. Something will shift. Some letter will arrive, some phone will ring, some door will open. For the word you have spoken in the depths must be fulfilled. It cannot return void. It must accomplish that which you please and prosper in the thing whereto you send it. This is not a matter of willpower. It is not a game of striving. You are not to force yourself to believe. You are simply to assume. Assume and then allow. Speak within and then rest. Act as though it were impossible to fail. Talk to yourself with calm certainty, not begging, not pleading, but affirming with the ease of one who knows the outcome is assured. The more natural it feels to say, I am that, the quicker the outer will mirror the inner. Do not look to man for confirmation. Look only to the imaginal act. Man is but the vessel through which your inner speech flows into form. He has no power of himself. The world, the people, the events, they are the clay. You are the potter. So speak into your being the form you desire to see. If the outer contradicts it, turn away and speak again. I remember when I was searching, but now I live in the answer. That phrase alone is a mighty tool. Speak of your desire in the past tense, as though it has already come and gone. I remember when I struggled with that, how different life is now. These are words of mastery. There, let no one discourage you. Let no voice, however loud, shout down the whisper of your own inner knowing. It is not in the volume that power is found, but in the certainty. Even a gentle inner tone, repeated faithfully, will cause the mountains of resistance to crumble. Keep your focus inward. Let the world do what it may. It is not the master. It is the servant. Practice this sacred art. When you wake in the morning, before your feet touch the floor, speak to yourself from the end. Say, thank you that this day flows perfectly. Thank you that I am in the right place at the right time. Thank you that I am loved and supported, not because you see it yet, but because you have claimed it. Do not beg the world to give you proof. Speak it and it shall be. Say it and the heavens will move. At night, before you close your eyes, review the day as you would have wanted it to be. Rewrite the conversations, reshape the encounters, rehearse the triumph, for this too is speech. Imaginal speech, visioned conversation, and it creates just as surely as the spoken word. What you revise within yourself, the world will reflect. This is a secret few dare to test, but those who do find themselves walking in miracles. When you find your mind wandering to fear, gently but firmly bring it back. Speak again. I walk in peace. I dwell in abundance. I rest in knowing that all things are working for my good. Do not allow stray thoughts to build temples in your mind. Be the guardian of your inner world, for as within, so without. 3 days of loyalty to the inner word. That is all it takes to begin a change so profound the world will marvel. Even now, you are shaping your tomorrow. Even now the mold is being cast. So speak the words that align with your vision. Do not say, someday it will come. Say, it is done. I walk in it now. Feel the emotion of the wish fulfilled. Let your words carry the fragrance of fulfillment. Let your tones suggest completion, not desire. You are not calling something from afar. You are claiming what is already yours by divine right. Speak tenderly to yourself. Speak boldly. Speak with assurance, for your words are not empty. They are charged with the life force of creation. You are not the beggar at the gate. You are the heir of the kingdom. Talk to yourself like the beloved child of infinite intelligence. Say what you wish others would say to you. Speak the approval, the love, the encouragement. You need not wait for another to give it. Give it to yourself, and the world will follow. Do not gossip with your fears. Do not rehearse what you do not want. Your subconscious does not argue, it accepts. So give it only the seed you desire to grow. Say, everything is unfolding in my favor. I am guided by unseen hands. I am a magnet for all that is good and true and beautiful. Speak it while driving. Speak it while walking. Speak it in the silence of the night. For 3 days, be unrelenting in your devotion to the new word. This is the law and the promise, that if you abide in the assumption, if you dwell in the state of the fulfilled desire, then reality must conform. But you must not waver. The double-minded man receives nothing, for he speaks one thing and lives another. Be single in vision, single in speech. What you say to yourself, make it the dominant story. Let it ring louder in your soul than any fact on the outside. You are the operant power. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. You create them, sustain them, dissolve them, and all by your inner talking. You have spoken yourself into your present life, and you can speak yourself into a new one. The power is not in the condition. The power is in your response. Speak not of the problem, speak from the solution. Speak not as one who hopes, but as one who knows. And, should doubt rise up, do not be alarmed, simply return to your word. Like a sailor steering by the stars, keep your eye on the inner vision. Keep repeating the phrase, keep walking in the tone, keep assuming the state. In time, the waves will still and the land will appear, for it is law, and the law cannot lie. Let the words, I am, be the key to your kingdom. Say it with reverence, say it with joy. Let every sentence that follows be a decree. I am wealthy. I am radiant. I am protected. I am aligned. These are not hopes, they are proclamations of truth. You are not speaking to change the world, you are speaking because you know it already has changed in the unseen. Do not measure the harvest by the hour. Do not look at the seed and demand the fruit. Speak and keep speaking. Believe and keep believing. For 3 days walk in this way. Let no word contradict the state you have claimed. And if you stumble, begin again. For every moment is a new beginning, and every word a fresh creation. You will come to see that this is the greatest secret ever kept, that reality is obedient to your voice, that your assumptions become flesh, that the world is a mirror, not a master. And when you talk to yourself like one who is already there you shall be. Continue now with the same devotion, and let your inner voice be the light that guides the way. For what you are saying to yourself is no small matter. It is the law in motion. You are casting the mold into which the substance of life must flow. What you repeat, what you dwell upon, what you feel to be true in the quiet chambers of your mind, that is what appears in the open. You have tried before, perhaps, but with divided attention. You have spoken the truth one moment and undone it with doubt the next. But now, for 3 days you will remain faithful, not because it pleases the world, but because it transforms your world. You will carry the tone of fulfillment through every corridor of your day. When fear knocks, you will not open the door. When the old voice rises up and says, "But it hasn't happened yet," you will answer with, "It has already happened in me, and that is enough." Let the inner speech be a sacred current running beneath all you do. As you stir your coffee, say, "Life is sweet to me." As you walk down the street, say, "I am aligned with divine flow." As you rest your head, say, "I sleep in peace, for I am kept in perfect harmony." These are not idle phrases. They are spells, incantations of power. They are the bridge from what is imagined to what is lived. Do not chase science. Do not chase evidence. That is not your work. Your work is the speech within. The rest must come. By law, it must respond. The outer is not your master. You do not need to convince others, explain yourself, or try to make things happen. Speak the word in secret, and your Father, which is your own imagination, will reward you openly. It does not matter who understands you. It only matters that you understand your own power. Do you not see? You have always been talking to yourself. But now you are choosing the words. Now you are directing the current. Now you are disciplining the tongue of the inner man. No longer will you say, "It's not working." No longer will you entertain stories of lack or delay. You will say only that which lifts, only that which fulfills. You will say, "It is done. I am that now." If you truly knew the power of your words, you would never speak against yourself again. You would never doubt again. You would never say, "I can't," or "It's too late." You would instead say, "I am becoming more each day. Everything is aligning in my favor." These phrases become the rhythm of your life. They shape your tone. They shape your posture. When you walk into a room, walk in as though you belong. When you speak to others, speak as one who knows the end is secure. Talk to yourself with a tone of certainty. That tone is everything. If you say the words but do not carry the feeling, you are like a cymbal with no sound. But if you say it with inner knowing, the universe bends to meet you. Let this speech rise in you like a song. Let it be your anthem in the morning and your lullaby at night. I am blessed beyond measure. I am chosen for greatness. I am the living proof of unseen power. Say it until your bones believe it. Say it until the words become flesh. And they will. It must. Your inner speech is not a technique. It is not something you use to get what you want. It is the very way of life. It is how you claim your identity. And identity precedes manifestation. You become the thing you assume. So assume the highest, assume the noblest, assume the most radiant version of yourself, and speak only from that place. You are not waiting on God. God is waiting on you, waiting on your assumption, your decision, your word. The moment you speak from the end, creation begins to rearrange itself. Invisible hands go to work. The actors take their places. The scenery changes. All because you dared to say, "It is done." 3 days is all it takes. 3 days of consistent, faithful inner speech, not to convince the world, but to convince yourself. For the moment you are convinced, the world cannot help but reflect it. The mirror does not shape the face shapes the mirror. Your mind is the face, your world the mirror. Speak as the face, speak as the origin, speak as the source. And when you grow tired, rest, but do not undo your work. Even your rest can be powerful. Say, I rest knowing all is well. I sleep in the arms of my fulfillment. Let every word be a seed planted in good soil. Let every phrase be rich with life. And should weeds arise, the doubts, the fears, the memories of lack, simply replace them. Uproot them with new words. Do not water them. Do not argue with them. Just replace them. Again and again, until only the true voice remains. For you are not a victim of memory. You are the author of imagination, and imagination creates reality. You are not bound by what was. You are free in what is and what will be. And all of it begins in speech. Silent, holy, inner speech. Do you feel it now? That quiet authority rising in you? That knowing that you are not here to suffer, not here to wish, but here to create. The kingdom is within you, and your word is the scepter by which you rule. No more idle talking, no more rehearsing the past, no more preparing for failure. From this moment, you speak only as the one who has. You speak only from the mountain, not the valley. Let your speech be clean, let it be radiant, let it be full of life, and let it never contradict your assumption. For the speech of the inner man is the covenant. It is the sacred bond between the seen and the unseen. When you say, I am, heaven listens. When you say, it is done, angels move. When you say, I have it now, the whole creation begins to reflect that claim. So speak with reverence, speak with joy, speak with the ease of one who knows the treasure is already his. And as you do, the air around you begins to change. People respond differently. Doors open, events unfold, not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. The word became flesh because you first gave it form. And should you falter, do not fall into condemnation, simply begin again. The mercies of creation are new every morning. Return to your word, speak again the truth. Let every moment be a turning point. You need not wait for the calendar to shift. Your change begins now. With the next phrase you repeat to yourself. You may not yet see the full harvest, but the seed is alive, it is working, even in silence. Trust that. Trust the invisible. Speak into it as though it were soil, rich, fertile, faithful. The word you plant shall not be barren. It must bear fruit. It must take form. It's about 3 days, and then 3 more, and then again. Let your inner speech be sacred. Let it be deliberate. Let it be drenched in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Speak the words as though they were precious stones. Speak as though each phrase is a step on holy ground, because it is. You are shaping eternity with every syllable you dare to believe. And this power is yours. It has always been yours. From the moment you said, I am, you claimed it. Now let it speak through you. Let it live through you. Let it write the story of your life, not by chance, not by fate, but by the conscious, repeated, faithful use of the inner world. For 3 days do this, and behold the beginning of your new world. And as you continue in this holy practice, something in you will shift, not with noise or spectacle, but quietly, like the turning of a page. You will feel it before you see it. A new confidence, a new ease, a strange and beautiful calm rising within. It will not matter that nothing outside has changed, because something within has. And that is where the real power lies. When the inner man walks in certainty, the outer world must eventually conform. It's not optional, it is law. You will begin to notice that people speak differently to you. Situations once filled with resistance now move with fluidity. The delays dissolve, the heaviness lifts, and the once distant dream draws near. Why? Because you stop talking like one who lacks. You stop murmuring doubt and fear. You began to speak as the one who has. And the one who has is always met with more. Let no one deceive you into believing that this power is reserved for a few. It is yours as surely as you are breathing now. It is not for the clever, the educated, or the strong. It is for the one who dares to believe, the one who dares to say, even while everything screams the opposite, I am already it. That one will walk through doors others cannot even see. Speak to yourself now as though you have already arrived. Speak as though you were writing a letter from the other side of the breakthrough. Say, I remember when I used to wait, and now I simply receive. I remember the tension, but now all is flowing. It came easier than I ever thought possible. Everything aligned, and I hardly had to lift a finger. Say this not with strain, but with peace. Let it feel like a memory. Let it carry the softness of something you've already lived. And if the old voice returns, the one that says you're being unrealistic, the one that points to facts and evidence, smile at it gently. Do not resist it, do not fight it. Simply speak again the truth you've chosen. Your new inner speech is not for convincing the world. It is for conditioning the mind. The facts are not final. The truth is within, and what is within, when persistently spoken, becomes the facts of tomorrow. Keep your mind in the state of fulfillment, not just in words, but in feeling. Feel the ease, the satisfaction, the quiet joy that comes when the desire has been fulfilled. And then speak from that place. Of course it's done. I've seen it, I've felt it, I walk in it now. This is not pretense. This is the most sincere act you can perform. For nothing is more sincere than believing in the unseen more than the seen. This power in you is ancient. It is the original voice, the voice that said, let there be light, and there was light. You have inherited that voice. You have been entrusted with it. You carry it with every I am you utter. So say only what you wish to live. Refuse to speak against yourself again. Refuse to declare things as hard or distant or impossible. Instead say, it's unfolding perfectly. The way is clear. I am already there in consciousness. And what you are in consciousness, you will be in form. It must be. The law is always at work, whether you observe it or not. But when you observe it, when you engage with it consciously, you become the master. You become the cause. And the world becomes your echo. You do not need to know how it will happen. That is not your concern. The bridge of incidents is not your creation. Your role is to assume the end and to stay faithful to that end with your inner word. The means will present themselves, sometimes so naturally that you will forget you ever spoke the desire aloud. But in quiet moments you will remember. You will remember that you planted the seed and now you eat the fruit. So walk through your days with this knowing. Carry yourself differently. Sit with more peace. Move with more trust. Let your internal dialogue reflect the dignity of one who knows all things are already theirs. Not someday, not after the struggle, now, in this very moment of acceptance. For the moment you claim it inwardly, the world begins to move. It may be invisible at first, but the movement has begun. This speech, this inner liturgy, becomes the backbone of your reality. You will find that you no longer react to outer events with panic. You will speak even in the midst of chaos, all is well with me. This too is passing through on its way to my highest good. And by speaking that, you calm the storm. You anchor yourself in the unseen. You become unshakable. What you say to yourself when no one is listening is the most sacred speech of all. It is the conversation of creation. It is the temple where worlds are born. Guard it. Tend it. Nurture it with love and repetition. Say what you want to be true, and say it until it is the only voice that lives within you. And remember, even when you do not see results right away, you are not failing, you are becoming, you are aligning, you are strengthening the new reality with each phrase, each repetition, each moment of loyal silence in the face of the old. Nothing is wasted. Every declaration counts. Every assumption has weight. You are sculpting the unseen with every syllable you breathe into being. So continue. Continue when it feels dry. Continue when it feels empty. Continue when the world says nothing is changing, because the greatest changes begin in silence. They begin in stillness. And then, like the slow breaking of dawn, the light appears. Your world becomes your world. Your assumption becomes your experience. Your inner voice becomes the voice of creation itself. You will wake one day and realize you have become what you spoke, that the life you once imagined has become the ground you now walk upon, that the tone of victory you carried in silence now rings aloud in every area of your life. And all of it began when you dared to talk to yourself, like this. So now, having spoken the word, keep it alive. Let no outer circumstance pull you from the truth you have claimed within. Walk on in the confidence that your inner speech is the seed, the way, and the fulfillment. 3 days of faithful assumption, of speaking only from the end, will set in motion more than years of effort without belief. Let this be your sacred discipline, to speak to yourself as one already in possession, already free, already transformed. And as you continue, not just for 3 days, but for life, you will come to know through personal experience that the inner word is the one true cause, and all things must follow it. There is no circumstance in your life too heavy for God to lift, no storm too fierce for him to calm, no burden too great for him to turn into a blessing. What you see as struggle today is merely the preparation for something greater, something beyond your present understanding. Your tough situation is not a punishment, but an invitation to trust, to surrender, and to know that all things are being worked together for your good. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the very thing you desire most. See it clearly in your mind's eye. Feel the joy of it as if it were already yours. Do not allow the weight of the current moment to convince you that you are alone, for you are never alone. The same God who placed the stars in the sky has already prepared a path for you, a way through the trial that will not only bring relief, but abundance. Faith is not waiting for the evidence to appear before you believe. Faith is believing before you see. Whatever hardship you face, whatever mountain seems too high to climb, begin to see it as the very instrument that is carving you into the person who will receive the blessing. There is no wasted suffering in God's plan, only transformation, only renewal. Your mind is the birthplace of miracles. What you dwell upon, what you assume to be true, is what will shape your reality. If you assume that you are abandoned, that this suffering will never end, then that is the world you will walk in. But if you assume that this very challenge is working in your favor, if you dare to trust that God is orchestrating a divine outcome, you will see your hardship turn into a doorway of unimaginable blessings. When Joseph was thrown into the pit, when he was sold into slavery, when he was imprisoned unjustly, the world would have called him a man who had lost everything. But God saw something greater. He saw a ruler, a man being shaped by his struggles, a man whose hardships would lead him to a throne. What looked like suffering was, in truth, the divine hand of favor, guiding him towards something beyond human comprehension. You may feel trapped in a moment of uncertainty, but within you is the power to choose how you see it. Speak as though the victory has already arrived. Declare that your circumstances are shifting, that blessings are on their way, that everything is working together for your highest good. And as you continue in this faith, your world will begin to rearrange itself in alignment with that truth. There is nothing lost that cannot be restored 100-fold. The job you lost, the relationship that ended, the opportunity that slipped through your fingers, none of it is gone forever. When you trust in divine timing, you will see that what seemed like loss was only redirection, moving you towards something far greater than you imagined. Hold this truth in your heart. Your struggle is not permanent. It is the cocoon before the butterfly, the seed beneath the soil, the night before the sunrise. Every tear you have shed, every moment of doubt, every hardship, God is using it all to shape you, to mold you, to bless you beyond measure. Stand firm in faith, knowing that your toughest situation is the very ground upon which your greatest blessings will grow. There is a power within you far greater than the world around you, a power that does not bow to circumstances, that is not limited by what the eyes can see or the ears can hear. This power is the voice of God within, the divine presence that speaks through faith, through vision, through the deep knowing that no matter how dark the night, the dawn is certain to come. The situation you are facing now, the weight upon your shoulders, the uncertainty in your heart, these are not signs of your defeat. They are the shaping forces of something extraordinary, something beyond your imagination. What looks like delay is divine timing. What looks like suffering is transformation. What appears to be an ending is merely the beginning of a far greater story. The world will tell you to judge by what you see. It will whisper doubts. It will magnify fear. It will convince you that nothing is changing. But if you truly understood the nature of God, you would not be moved by what the world presents before you. You would know that beyond every obstacle is a door. Behind every trial is a lesson, and within every trial is a lesson waiting to be revealed. Look beyond appearances. See with the eyes of faith. When the waves crash against you, do not be afraid. For even the ocean is under divine command, and just as he parted the sea for Moses, he will part a way for you. Your mind is the soil in which the seeds of your future are planted. If you dwell on lack, on fear, on what is missing, you will continue to walk in the shadow of struggle. But if you dwell on the promise, if you see yourself already victorious, already restored, already walking in abundance, then nothing in this world can keep your blessing from you. Faith is not about begging for change. It is about knowing that the change has already taken place in the unseen. It is about assuming the feeling of your answered prayer, carrying yourself as if your breakthrough has already arrived. When the walls of Jericho stood tall, the Israelites did not focus on their height or strength. They did not let their eyes deceive them. Instead, they obeyed, they believed, and they moved forward in faith. And on the appointed day, those walls did not simply weaken, they collapsed entirely. This is the power of unwavering faith. What looks immovable will move. What you have been praying for, hoping for, believing for, is already on its way to you. Do not curse the difficult season you are in, for it is preparing you for a blessing that your former self could not yet carry. If a tree is not pruned, it will not bear fruit. If gold is not refined, it will not shine. And if you are not tested, you will not step into the fullness of your destiny. You are not being abandoned, you are being prepared. Every delay, every rejection, every closed door, it is all part of the divine orchestration of your future. God is not taking anything from you. He is making room for something better. Think of the farmer who plants his seeds. He does not see the harvest immediately. He does not dig up the soil each day in doubt, wondering if anything is happening beneath the surface. No, he trusts the process. He knows that though he cannot see it, the seed is growing, the roots are taking hold, and in due time he will reap a harvest. The same is true for your life. What is unseen is not non-existent. Just because you do not see your breakthrough does not mean it is not unfolding. Trust the process. Trust that even in the silence, even in the stillness, God is working all things together for your good. Joseph was sold into slavery, falsely accused, imprisoned. From the outside it looked like setback after setback, but in reality it was the divine setup. Every hardship was positioning him, molding him, preparing him for the place where he was destined to be. Had he not been thrown into the pit, he would not have reached the palace. What others meant for harm, God used for good. This is the truth of every trial. What seems like a loss is only redirection. What feels like suffering is the very thing making you stronger. If you could see what God sees, you would not worry. You would not doubt. You would know that everything is happening exactly as it should. There is no force in this world that can stop what God has ordained for you. No person, no setback, no mistake can take away what is divinely yours. The only thing that can keep you from your blessing is your own disbelief. If you speak against your breakthrough, if you align your words with fear, if you see yourself as a victim rather than victorious, you will remain where you are. But the moment you shift your perspective, the moment you declare that this trial is working in your favor, the moment you see yourself already walking in victory, the unseen forces of heaven move on your behalf. Do not pray from a place of desperation. Pray from a place of assurance. Speak as though it is already done. Thank God not just for what He has done, but for what He is about to do. Let your words be a reflection of your faith, not your fear, for what you declare will manifest. If you say, I am defeated, defeat will follow. But if you say, I am rising, I am blessed, I am favored, then blessings will seek you out, favor will surround you, and doors will open in places you never imagined. It is not your job to figure out how it will happen. It is not your responsibility to control the process. Your only job is to believe, to stand firm, to trust that what God has promised He will fulfill. The moment you let go of control, the moment you surrender your need to see immediate results, that is when the breakthrough will come. Not because you forced it, but because you aligned yourself with divine timing. You may not understand why you are facing this season, but one day you will look back and see how every moment was necessary. You will see how the closed doors protected you, how the disappointments redirected you, how the waiting strengthened you. And when the blessing finally arrives, you will realize that not a single moment was wasted. Stand firm, speak life over your situation. Know that this tough moment is not the end of your story. It is merely the prologue to a testimony so great that you will look back in awe at how God turned it all around. You are walking towards something extraordinary. Do not give up. Do not lose faith. The blessing is already on its way. Every trial you face is shaping you in ways you cannot yet comprehend. It is stretching you, refining you, strengthening you for the very thing you have been praying for. If everything came easily, if there were no struggles, no setbacks, no challenges, you would not develop the wisdom or resilience to handle the blessings that are meant for you. Look at your life and recognize that nothing is happening by accident. Every delay, every obstacle, every moment of uncertainty, it is all part of the divine process. Nothing is wasted in God's plan. Even the moments that seem unfair, even the losses that seem unbearable, are serving a higher purpose. You may feel as though your prayers have gone unanswered, as though you have been waiting for far too long. But what if the delay is actually protection? What if the thing you desire most is being prepared for you just as you are being prepared for it? What if the very situation you are in right now is the training ground for the person you are meant to become? Do not despise the process. Do not rush ahead of divine timing. Trust that the God who placed the vision in your heart will bring it to fulfillment in a way that is far greater than you imagined. When the Israelites were led out of Egypt, they thought their struggle was over. But then they found themselves at the Red Sea, with the enemy pursuing them from behind. They could have believed it was the end. They could have given in to fear. But in that moment, God made a way where there was no way. The sea that should have drowned them instead became the path to their freedom. This is how God works. What looks like the end is often the very thing that leads to your breakthrough. The enemy that appears to be gaining ground over you will not have the final say. What was meant to destroy you will only elevate you. But you must hold on to faith. You must believe even when there is no evidence to support your belief. Even when the situation seems to be getting worse. Even when the doors remain closed. Even when the waiting feels unbearable, stand firm. Faith is not tested in times of ease. It is tested in the moments when everything seems uncertain. That is when you must decide whether you will trust in what you see or in what you know to be true in your heart. Think of a mother carrying a child in her womb. She does not see the baby growing day by day, but she knows it is happening. She does not doubt that in the right time she will give birth. She trusts the process. She prepares for the arrival of what she has not yet seen. This is the kind of faith you must have. You may not see the evidence of your breakthrough yet, but that does not mean it is not coming. It is already unfolding. already taking shape, already moving toward you in ways beyond your understanding. And when it comes, it will not be a small blessing, it will not be ordinary. It will be beyond what you expected, beyond what you thought possible. God does not do things halfway. When He restores, He multiplies. When He blesses, He overflows. Look at Job. He lost everything, yet in the end he received twice what he had before. Look at Joseph. He went from being a prisoner to ruling a nation. Look at the disciples. They thought the cross was the end, but 3 days later, they witnessed the greatest miracle of all. You are not forgotten, you are not overlooked. What you are going through now is not a sign of abandonment, it is a sign that something greater is being prepared. The pressure you feel, the weight of the struggle, is simply an indication that you are on the verge of something extraordinary. A diamond is only formed through immense pressure, gold is only purified through fire, and your spirit is only strengthened through the trials you endure. What if instead of seeing this moment as a burden, you saw it as an opportunity? What if instead of asking why this is happening to you, you ask what this is preparing you for? What if instead of feeling discouraged, you felt expectant, knowing that something incredible is on its way? The way you perceive your situation will determine how you experience it. If you see yourself as defeated, you will walk in defeat. But if you see yourself as victorious, if you declare that this is working in your favor, then nothing will be able to stop what is coming to you. There is no power greater than the power of God working in your life. There is no situation that He cannot turn around. The sickness you are facing, the financial struggle, the heartbreak, the disappointment, none of it is beyond His ability to restore. He is the God who heals, the God who provides, the God who lifts up those who are being cast down. And when He moves, He does so in ways that leave no doubt. You will look back on this moment and see that it was necessary. You will see that, had you not walked through this season, you would not have grown into the person who could receive the blessing that is coming. You will see how every tear, every prayer, every moment of perseverance was shaping you, refining you, strengthening you for the life you were always meant to live. Hold on to faith. Speak life into your situation. Stand firm in the knowledge that God is working all things together for your good. The tough situation you are in right now is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of something far greater than you ever imagined. The blessing is already on its way. When you understand the nature of faith, you realize that your external circumstances are simply reflections of what is being shaped within you. The struggle you are facing is not there to break you, it is there to awaken you. It is there to stretch your belief, to elevate your understanding, to bring you to a place where you no longer rely on what you see, but on what you know to be true in your heart. Look at the way a seed is planted in the darkness of the soil. At first, nothing seems to be happening. Day after day, the earth remains still, and to the outside world it looks as if nothing has changed. But beneath the surface, deep in the unseen, something powerful is taking place. The seed is cracking open, its roots are pushing down, and its potential is beginning to take shape. The same is true for your life. You may feel buried under the weight of your challenges. You may feel hidden, unseen, forgotten. But just as the seed must remain underground for a time before it emerges into the light, your growth is happening in the unseen places. It is happening in the moments of struggle, in the times of waiting, in the silent prayers whispered in faith. God is not only aware of your situation, He is using it. He is turning what was meant for harm into a tool for your transformation. You may not understand it now, but trust that every delay, every closed door, every unexpected detour is moving you towards something far greater than you can imagine. There are moments in life when everything seems to be working against you. You pray, but the situation does not change. You believe, but the mountain remains unmoved. It is in these moments that your faith is tested. Will you give up? Will you surrender to fear? Or will you stand firm, knowing that even when you cannot see the way, God is still making a way. Think of Abraham, who was called to leave everything familiar and walk into the unknown with nothing but a promise. Think of Moses, who stood before the Red Sea with an army behind him and no escape in sight. Think of David, a shepherd boy, standing before a giant with nothing but a slingshot and faith. None of them could see the full picture. None of them had all the answers, but they moved forward in faith. And because of that, the impossible became possible. Your situation may seem impossible, but it is only a setup for a miracle. The greater the challenge, the greater the testimony. When God moves, He does so in a way that no one can deny. He does not simply bring you out of the storm. He allows the storm to shape you, to strengthen you, to prepare you for what is coming next. You are not waiting for God to bless you. You are already blessed. The blessing is not something that comes from outside of you. It is something that is awakened within you. When you change the way you see your situation begins to change. When you start to believe that everything is working for your good, you align yourself with the divine plan that has already been set in motion. Even the pain you have endured has a purpose. The disappointments, the betrayals, the losses, they were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to refine you. They were meant to remove the things that no longer serve you, to bring you to a place where you are no longer attached to the temporary, but anchored in the eternal. Look at the process of refining gold. The gold is placed in the fire, not to destroy it, but to remove the impurities. The fire burns away everything that is not gold, leaving behind something pure, something valuable, something unshakable. This is what God is doing in your life. The fire you are walking through is not there to consume you. It is there to purify you, to prepare you for what is coming next. If you knew what was on the other side of this challenge, you would not waste a moment in fear or doubt. You would rejoice knowing that what looks like a setback is actually a setup. You would walk through this season with confidence, knowing that your greatest blessings often come wrapped in the disguise of struggle. You may feel like you have lost time, like too much has been taken from you. But God is a restorer. He's not just going to bring back what was lost. He's going to multiply it. He's going to give you more than you had before. The years you spent in pain, the moments you spent wondering if things would ever change, they are not wasted. They are seeds sown into the soil of your destiny, and in the right season they will produce a harvest greater than you imagine. God does not do things halfway. When He restores completely. When He blesses abundantly. Think of Job, who lost everything, yet in the end received double what he had before. Think of Joseph, who was betrayed, enslaved, imprisoned, yet was elevated to a position of power that saved nations. You may feel as though you are in the prison of your situation, waiting for the promise to be fulfilled. But the prison is only temporary. The struggle is only temporary. Your story does not end here. This is only a chapter, and the best is yet to come. Hold on to faith. Speak life into your situation. Declare that this is working for your good even when you do not see it. The words you speak shape your reality. Do not speak defeat over your life. Do not speak fear. Speak victory. Speak faith. Speak as if your blessing has already arrived, because in the spiritual realm it has. The world will tell you to fear, to doubt, to expect the worst. But you are not of the world. You are a child of the Most High, and He has called you to walk by faith, not by sight. When the world says it is impossible, God says all things are possible. When the world says you are defeated, God says you are more than a conqueror. Everything is shifting in your favor. Even now, even in the midst of the struggle, things are aligning. The doors that were once closed will open. The opportunities that seemed lost will be restored. The pain that felt unbearable will become the foundation of your greatest strength. You are standing on the edge of something extraordinary. Do not be discouraged by what you see now, for what is coming is far greater. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust that God, who began a good work in you, will bring it to completion. The tough situation you are in now is not the end. It is the beginning of something greater than you ever imagined. Keep your faith strong, for the breakthrough is already on its way. Every great transformation begins in the unseen. Before the rain falls, the clouds must first gather. Before the tree grows, the seed must first break open. Before your life shifts, your faith must first be tested. What you are facing right now is not a sign of failure, but a sign that something greater is being prepared. It may look like you are stuck, but you are not stuck. You are in transition. The discomfort you feel is the stretching of your spirit, the expansion of your faith, the preparation for something beyond what you have imagined. God does not take you through the storm without giving you the strength to endure it. The difficulty you face is not a punishment, it is a process. You are not being buried, you are being planted. You are not being abandoned, you are being prepared. Everything that appears to be working against you is actually working for you. The pain, the waiting, the uncertainty, it is all shaping you into who you were created to be. There are moments in life when you will feel like you are walking through the fire. The intensity will make you question whether you will make it through, but you will. You were created to withstand the fire. It is not there to destroy you. It is there to reveal what is within you. Gold is refined in fire, and so are you. Every trial is burning away doubt, fear, and limitation. Every struggle is stripping away the false identity you once carried. What you are becoming through this process is greater than anything you have lost. Do not focus on what has been taken away. Focus on what is being built within you. The transformation happening in your spirit is worth more than anything the world could give you. You are not losing. You are gaining something far more valuable. You are being positioned for blessings beyond your comprehension. The way forward may not always be clear, but that is where faith comes in. Faith is walking without needing to see the whole path. Faith is trusting that every step you take is leading you to something greater. Faith is knowing that even when things seem impossible, God is already working behind the scenes to make a way. There will be moments when doubt tries to creep in, when fear whispers that things will never change, but you must hold on to what you know to be true. You must stand firm in the belief that God's plan for you is good, that His promises are true, that He is faithful even when you cannot see the outcome. Nothing is wasted. Every setback, every disappointment, every tear you have shed, it is all part of a divine design. The pain is not random. It is purposeful. It is pushing you toward the version of yourself that you were always meant to become. You may feel weary. You may feel as if you have been waiting for too long, as if nothing is shifting. But remember this, delays are not denials. The waiting season is not wasted time. It is the space where you are being strengthened, where your faith is being deepened, where your heart is being prepared to receive the abundance that is on its way. Think about a mother carrying a child. She does not see the baby growing, but she knows that within her life is forming. She waits with expectation, knowing that at the right time, what has been developing in secret will be revealed. The same is true for your blessings. They are forming. They are growing. Even if you do not yet see them, they are on their way. What is meant for you will not pass you by. The enemy may try to convince you that you have missed your opportunity, that too much time has passed, that your best days are behind you, but that is a lie. Nothing can stop what God has already ordained for your life. What has been delayed will be restored. What has been blocked will be opened. The enemy does not have the final say. God does. You must hold on to your vision even when everything around you suggests otherwise. You must believe in your victory even when you do not yet see it. Speak as if it is already done. Walk as if you have already received it. Align your mind, your heart, and your words with the truth that all things are working together for your good. Faith is not passive, it is active. It requires you to move, to believe, to step forward even when the path is unclear. It requires you to trust, to surrender, to let go of doubt and embrace certainty. You are not waiting for a blessing, you are walking toward it. With every act of faith, with every word of belief, you are pulling your future into your present. The moment you truly believe that your situation is shifting, it begins to shift. The moment you truly embrace the truth that God is working in your favor, doors begin to open. It is not about waiting for a miracle. It is about aligning yourself with the miracle that has already been set in motion. Your words hold power. Your thoughts shape your reality. Speak as if the blessing is already here. Declare that you are favored, that you are victorious, that everything is falling into place. Speak with confidence, with conviction, with the certainty that what you have asked for has already been given. Even when others doubt, even when circumstances suggest otherwise, stand firm in your faith. Do not waver. Do not allow the noise of the world to shake what you know in your spirit to be true. What is coming is greater than what has been. What is ahead of you is far more glorious than what is behind you. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You're being positioned for something beyond your imagination. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust that the struggles you have faced are birthing something extraordinary. Trust that the tears you have cried are watering the seeds of your destiny. Your current situation is not your final destination. What looks like a closed door is simply a redirection. What seems like a delay is actually divine timing. The blessings that are on their way will not just restore what was lost, they will exceed it. Hold on to faith. Keep speaking life over your circumstances. Walk with the knowing that God has already made a way. Step forward with confidence, because your breakthrough is closer than you think. Everything is shifting in your favor. Everything is aligning for your good. What was once a struggle will soon be a testimony. What was once a burden will soon be a blessing. The best is yet to come. The world may tell you to measure your life by what you can see, by the circumstances in front of you, by the evidence that appears real. But faith does not operate by sight, it operates by knowing. Knowing that even in the darkest hour, the light is already on its way. Knowing that even when you feel like you are at your lowest, something greater is rising within you. What you see is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. The power that moves mountains, the force that speaks life into existence, is already working on your behalf. You were never meant to live by fear. Fear is an illusion, a shadow with no real substance. It exists only in the absence of faith. The moment you choose to trust, fear loses its grip. The moment you stand firm in the truth that all things are working for your good, doubt dissolves like mist before the morning sun. Do not entertain thoughts of lack, of struggle, of defeat. Those thoughts do not belong to you. They are intrusions, distractions, designed to pull you away from the truth that you are already victorious. There is nothing missing in your life, nothing broken, nothing incomplete. What seems like lack is only an illusion created by the mind. In reality, you have already been given everything you need. The path to your blessing is not outside of you, it is within you. The moment you shift your focus from what you lack to what you have, your entire reality changes. Instead of seeing obstacles, you will see opportunities. Instead of feeling defeated, you will feel empowered. Instead of wondering when your breakthrough will come, you will realize it has already begun. Every great blessing is first conceived in the mind. What you dwell upon, you bring into being. If you dwell on struggle, you will see more struggle. If you dwell on abundance, you will attract abundance. The world does not respond to your complaints, it responds to your faith. When you stand in the certainty that what you desire is already yours, the universe has no choice but to align itself to your belief. Do not allow worry to take root. Do not allow frustration to shape your words. Speak life. Speak victory. Speak as if every promise has already been fulfilled. It does not matter how long you have waited. Time is not a limitation for God. What seems delayed is not denied. What seems impossible is already unfolding. The unseen forces working in your favor are greater than anything you can comprehend. Right now, doors are opening that you do not yet see. Right now, solutions are forming that you have not yet discovered. Right now, the seeds you have planted in faith are breaking through the soil, preparing to bear fruit in ways beyond your imagination. There is a rhythm to life, a divine order that cannot be rushed. Just as the ocean waves move in perfect harmony, just as the stars align in celestial precision, your life is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust in this timing. Trust that every closed door was a protection. Trust that every detour was a lesson. Trust that even the pain had a purpose. You are not behind schedule. You are exactly where you need to be. Your thoughts are the architects of your future. If you want to see change, begin within. Shift your perspective and your reality will shift with it. Speak as if you are already blessed and you will become blessed. Walk as if you are already victorious and victory will meet you on the path. Every great change begins with a decision to believe, to trust, to act as if it is already done. Even in the silence, even when it seems like nothing is happening, know that everything is happening. The process is unseen, but it is unstoppable. A seed does not sprout the moment it is planted. It takes root in darkness before it ever breaks the surface. So do not be discouraged when you cannot see the evidence yet. Keep watering your faith. Keep nurturing your belief. What is hidden now will soon be revealed. There is no power that can stop what has been ordained for you. No opposition, no setback, no challenge is greater than the force that is guiding your life. Even when it seems like all odds are against you, remember this. You were never meant to rely on external circumstances. Your power does not come from the world. It comes from within. When you align yourself with divine truth, when you stand firm in your faith, the entire universe must bend in your favor. There will be moments when the world tests you. Moments when it seems easier to give up than to keep believing. But those moments are the very ones that define your breakthrough. When the pressure is the greatest, it is because you are on the verge of something new. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is purified in fire. And your spirit is being strengthened through every challenge you face. You were never meant to struggle. You were never meant to live in fear, in doubt, in lack. You were meant to rise. You were meant to walk in confidence, to embrace the fullness of life, to receive every blessing that has been set aside for you. Let go of the idea that you have to earn your worth, that you have to strive for your breakthrough. The truth is, it has already been given to you. Your only task is to receive it, to claim it, to walk as if it is already done. What you feel now is temporary. The struggle, the uncertainty, the waiting, it will pass. But what is being built within you will last forever. You are being prepared for something greater. You are being shaped into the person who can hold the blessings that are on their way. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of something beyond your wildest dreams. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. You are not overlooked. Every prayer has been heard. Every tear has been counted. Every hope you have carried in your heart is already being fulfilled. The answers are coming. The doors are opening. The shift is happening. And soon what once seemed impossible will become your reality. Keep walking. Keep believing. Keep knowing that the best is yet to come. So stand firm in your faith. Hold on to the truth that your current situation is not your final destination. Every challenge, every delay, every moment of uncertainty is shaping you for something far greater than you can imagine. What once felt like a burden will soon reveal itself as a blessing. What seemed like a setback will be the very thing that propels you forward. Walk with confidence, knowing that what is meant for you will never pass you by. Speak as if it is already done, live as if you have already received, and trust that every step you take is leading you toward the fulfillment of your destiny. The breakthrough is not coming, it is already here. The blessings are not distant, they are unfolding in this very moment. Open your heart, embrace the journey, and know that the best is yet to come.